All right, today we're going to be talking about the light bulb security camera, also known as the light socket security camera. We've downloaded the manual that's inside this box. We've printed it off. You can do the same thing by going to the domain lightsocketsecuritycameras.com, scrolling all the way to the bottom, click the manual, and then print it out, and you'll get a nice, really big PDF if the manual inside is too small for you. Okay, so I'm going to go through just setting up the camera, some of the things that we're seeing some customers not get all the way right. So we want to make sure that we're showing you exactly how to install it so it's working at its best for you, and then go through some of the settings. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to unbox the camera. So the first thing you're going to get is the same manual that I'm going to go over today. That manual will work for you as well. Then of course we have the camera itself. So this camera is going to plug into any socket that you have. Now, of course, for this to be powered, there's no batteries, there's no wiring required, so you need to have power going to the light bulb. If you switch off the power, the light bulb will also turn off. So if you're having this outside, you always want to make sure that light switch is turned on, so that way there's always power being generated to the camera. Again, it has no batteries inside and there's no wiring to power it unless the power is on for you. Okay, let's set this to the side and follow the instructions as we have them. So the first thing you want to do is open your phone and scan the QR code. As you can see, we have a nice QR code here. That same QR code is inside this manual. What you want to do is take your camera, or take your phone, open up your phone, unlock it, turn on your camera, and then scan that QR code. You should just not even have to take a picture of it. You can hover over it, and the link will show up on your phone. All right. So I'm going to actually start recording this so that way we can put that on the screen so you guys can see exactly what we're doing here. So camera, go over, little link will show up. You can hit that link and it should take you to the YI-IoT website. You're going to click download the free app for iOS and Android devices. You'll hit download and it's going to start downloading on your phone. Now, once the app comes up, you're good to go. If you cannot, for some reason, scan the QR code, you can also go to your app store on Android or iOS and type in YI-IoT. So YI space IoT, and that'll bring up the app for you to do. Okay, now we have it. We're ready to go. We're going to open it. Next page. It's going to say, we would like to send you notifications. Notifications will include alerts, sounds, and icon badges. These can be configured in the settings below. Do you want to allow this or not allow? You want to say allow those settings. Next thing you're going to do is it's going to say select your region. So we're going to tell it exactly where we're calling in from and watching from. For us, it's going to be the United States of America. So we'll put that and click continue. Now, of course, so far, we have not created a sign-up form. So we need to, at the bottom, click sign up. So it says, once the app is installed on your iOS phone or Android, you'll need to sign up for an account before you can access your camera. New users must create a new account. And as you can see, there's a little sign up down here. You'll see on the screen right now. We're going to click sign up. It's going to ask you for your email. So we're going to enter in our email. We're going to enter a password that we want to have. And it's going to ask you to fill in a CAPTCHA form. All right, now that I have my email, my password, and my CAPTCHA form, I'm going to select next. Activation link has been sent to your email. So the next thing you need to do is go over to your email. So we're going to open up our email. Look for the activation. It comes from, just so you guys can know if it goes to your spam or not, no reply at uc.yitechnology.com. So you can search for that in your spam. All right, so then it gives you a link. You're going to click that link. It expires in 30 minutes. Going to open that up in a Chrome or Safari. And then it's going to say success on your phone. All right, thank you for choosing the app. Now you can stay connected. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, we can start following the manual. So we've done this, we've set up everything, we have success just like the manual shows. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the app. All right, so next you want to hit the back arrow, or sorry, go back to the app that you previously downloaded. And up on the top of the screen is a back arrow. So that's on the app. So you want to click that back arrow. That's going to take you back to where now you can enter in your email and the password that you just created. All right, click login. If you did everything correctly, you're now inside. Click save password, and it's going to say, all right, going to go through a little scroll here, ways to review your footage. You want to scroll through those. It's going to say, hey, do you want to allow YILOT, the app, to track your activity across other company apps and websites? No need to obtain the advertising identifier of your device to provide with better advertising. You can allow that app to track or to not track. I always like saying allow. That way it knows that I'm away from my house and it knows to notify me when someone is at the door. So we'll say allow, and it's going to say you're in. Okay, so then it's going to take you through a tutorial. Here's where things are. You can go through that tutorial, how to add your camera, how to view it, and whatnot. We're just going to go ahead and look at adding the camera. Now, a couple things. Is on the screen, you'll see you can tap here to add camera, or below is Premium Cloud. You want to watch the full video recordings for up to 30 days. You can try it now for a free trial. That's if you don't want to put an HD or an SD card in your camera. You can view it for the cloud. Now, of course, when you purchase this, we said you can do one of two things. You can either download and install and pay for the cloud storage, which I think is about 15 to 20 bucks a month, or you might have grabbed an SD card that is going to record inside the camera and then basically have the recordings for that stored inside the camera, which will be accessible from your phone. Okay, so let's continue. Next step you want to do is we want to add a camera. First thing we got to do is take this out of the box and screw it into the socket that you want to use for your camera. So a couple things is, one, if there's power to it, you should hear a very slight click. The lens is going back and forth between the night and daylight. You want to make sure there's power. The next thing it's going to do is it's going to start rotating. This is kind of showing that the camera is initializing. So we'll wait for that. Right now it's clicking. There we go. We know that it's on. It's done its full rotation. So this is just setting itself up, making sure it understands, it knows where it is. Up, down, left and right, 360. Okay. So if it doesn't do this, you want to make sure you have power going to the camera. That means turning on the light switch. Okay? So as long as the camera has power on and goes through a startup sequence, which includes the camera rotating and making a few beep noises, which it did, once the camera has completed its cycle, approximately 60 seconds, you'll hear these two beeps. These two beeps are letting you know the camera is ready to be added to your phone. Perfect. Okay, now that you've heard the two beeps, there's two ways to set this up. You can do scan code binding, or you can do Wi-Fi connection. Right now, if you do the scan code binding, you can click that one on the top. You can scan the QR code that's in the back of the camera, and it's going to ask you for your Wi-Fi information. The other way to do it is to click the Wi-Fi connection. It's going to ask you if you've heard the two beeps. You're going to select yes, I've heard the beep, and click next. The next thing it's going to say is we need to know your GPS location of your house in your phone. So that way it knows when you're away from the house to give you notifications. You're going to select yes on that. It's going to take you to your location settings. You just click in location and you click always. And of course, go back to the app. Now, once you're back in the app, you can select your network. You're going to say, I want the network. You can change that network. It's going to look at which network you're on, and then you're going to give the password of your network. Once that's all set, you click next, and then it's going to say, please, it's going to give you instructions. So it's saying, put this QR code in front of the camera. Now, a couple things about that is you want to make sure when you put this in front of the camera that you hold it slowly and bring it back about from 2 inches to about, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches. And what I like to do is I like to bring it back and forth nice and slow. Because you don't know where the focus is on the camera, because this is really close to it, or if there's a glare. So we're going to turn this camera. All right, looks like it got it. So like I was just going to tell you real quick is I'll turn that camera just to make sure it makes it easy. But you want to do it in such a place where you take about 3 inches, 7 inches, 12 inches back and forth, making sure you're holding at the same angle as the lens. so that it can scan that QR code. If you do it too close or too far away, it's not going to scan. All right, so now what it says is I heard waiting to connect. We'll click next. It connected to our Wi-Fi. As you heard, it said, hey, that Wi-Fi is now connected. It took the information that I plugged in earlier in the app, it synced it with the camera, and now the camera is connected to your Wi-Fi just like your phone is. You will want to make sure that your phone is also on your Wi-Fi that you're going to be using. It's very important when we set this up. It's going to say the app would like to find and connect 2 devices on your local network. Do you want to allow this to happen? Yes, you want to allow. Next, it's going to say, do you want to name your camera? Yes, you want to name it. We're going to name it Test Mode. Wherever you put your camera, front door, back door, basement, you want to name it. Okay? That way you're easy to know where that camera is. Click Next once it's paired. Okay, next thing is it's going to say, would you like to try our premium cloud storage? At the bottom, if you say try premium cloud for free, it's going to give you a free 14 days and then ask you to sign up for pricing. A lot of people miss this because there's a little back arrow to not take this up. There's no no button. As you can see, there's no no button on the screen. The no button is actually the back arrow on the top left. So on the top left, we're going to click that back arrow. It's going to say, are you sure that you don't want the premium cloud storage? And at the bottom, it's going to say continue without premium cloud. We want to continue without premium cloud at this time because we're going to install a chip that's going to hold our recordings. If you'd like to have the cloud storage that stores for you, by all means, click the try iCloud for 14-day trial. It's going to ask you why you're skipping. You can give that reason. And then your camera will then show up. It's going to show a different picture than what's on the camera currently. It might show like some pillows or a bench or whatnot. That's just saying that it hasn't seen the camera quite yet. So click play. And as you see, real quickly, the camera is now in full focus and working. So to say where we're at, we've gone through our stairs. We've heard the beeping process. We've now know that our camera is paired and everything's good to go. Perfect.